The first time the female cop noticed the disabled girl, it was not the wheelchair that caught her attention, but the way the child's small hands trembled every morning as she waited near the school gate, eyes fixed on the road as if she feared being forgotten again. The officer had seen crime scenes, broken homes, and human cruelty up close, but something about that quiet fear, sitting in a pink hoodie, hit her harder than any siren ever had. Every sunrise after that, without fail, she slowed her patrol car, stepped out in her uniform, and walked toward the girl, unaware that this simple act of kindness would one day shake her own understanding of power, dignity, and grace. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet heroes who change lives without expecting anything back, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie. Your support keeps stories like this alive. The girl's name was Lily, and her mornings were a battle long before the school bell rang. Her legs had stopped working after an illness when she was very young, and since then, the world had slowly learned how to move past her while she stayed still. Her school transport was unreliable, her father always working, and neighbors often too busy to help. Most days she sat alone near the curb, wrapped in silence, watching other children laugh, run, and disappear through the school doors. The female cop, Officer Maria, began stopping every morning to help her cross the street, adjust her wheelchair, and make sure she reached the entrance safely. She never made a show of it. No cameras, no praise, no questions asked. Just presence, consistency, and warmth in a world that had offered Lily very little of it. Weeks turned into months, and the routine became sacred. Lily began to sit straighter, her hands steadier, her eyes brighter. Teachers noticed she smiled more. Other children started greeting her. Officer Maria never stayed long. She always left before anyone could thank her. To her, it was just the right thing to do. She had grown up watching her own mother struggle alone, and she had promised herself long ago that if she ever wore a badge, she would use it to protect more than laws. She would protect people, especially the ones the world overlooked. But one morning, everything felt different. The air was heavier, the street quieter. As Officer Maria parked her car and stepped out, she noticed a black SUV idling nearby, engine humming low like a warning. Then another and another. 4 men stepped out, all dressed in dark suits, standing tall and alert, eyes scanning every corner of the street. They did not smile. They did not speak. They moved with the precision of people trained to protect something valuable. And then, from the last vehicle, a man stepped forward who seemed to bend the space around him. Lily's father. Until that moment, Officer Maria had never met him. She only knew him through the tired eyes of his daughter and the empty passenger seat beside her every morning. He looked nothing like she had imagined. He was welled, rest, confident, his posture sharp, his expression unreadable, the kind of man people moved aside for without being asked. As he approached, the 4 bodyguards positioned themselves behind him, forming a wall that made the school gate feel suddenly very small. Officer Maria felt every instinct in her body tighten. She had faced danger before, but this was different. This was personal, and she did not know why. The father looked at Lily first, really looked at her, noticing the way she sat, the way her hands rested calmly now. Then his gaze shifted to Officer Maria. There was no anger in his eyes, no gratitude either. Just a deep, searching silence that stretched longer than comfort allowed. In that silence lived questions about trust, pride, and a man who had built an empire, but somehow failed to notice the quiet suffering of his own child. What Officer Maria did not know was that Lily's father had only recently discovered how his daughter's mornings truly looked. Business trips, endless meetings, and a life guarded by wealth had blinded him to the details that mattered most. When a neighbor finally told him about the cop who helped his daughter every morning, something inside him broke open. He watched from a distance for days, seeing with his own eyes what Lily had never complained about. He saw his child waiting alone. He saw Officer Maria kneel beside her wheelchair, adjusting the footrest with care. He saw respect where he expected pity. And that is why he came that morning, not to threaten, but to understand. The presence of the bodyguards was not meant as intimidation, though it felt that way. It was habit. Protection was the language he spoke fluently, but kindness was foreign territory. As the morning unfolded, Lily reached out, touching her father's sleeve, grounding him in the moment. The world he had built suddenly felt small compared to the quiet strength of the woman in uniform standing before him. From that day forward, things changed, slowly but deeply. Lily's transportation became reliable. The school installed better accessibility. Scholarships appeared without announcements. But the biggest change was not money or influence. It was attention. Her father began showing up, not with guards, but with time. An officer